Hello everyone, and welcome back to more Parasite Eve 2, also known as Peace, Love, and Harmony. Last time we met a couple of new friendly folk in this town. One is a native, the other new to the town. So let's go ahead and see what else we can find out. On the first time you come through this area, you're going to have to deal with an enemy or two. I dealt with that off screen so you wouldn't have to deal with it. Damn it, who locked this door? Hello? Who is it?
Hey, buzz me in.
Are you?
I can't find the key.
Look lower down on the wall. God damn it, Douglas, how dare you make this complicated? So if you remember that Coca-Cola magnet we picked up last video, there's just showing it off in its Coca-Cola glory. We use that here. Move kind of slowly with this because otherwise it will drop. According to other people, I never experienced that, at least this playthrough. I might have when I played this back in 2000, 2001, whenever it was I played this. I'm not sure. Don't matter because we got the key now. It's ours, bitches. It's ours. And that just gets us back in here, a place we were already. And this is just me showing off that you can open up that trunk. I talked about that last video, how there are shotgun shells in there. I thought I showed that off last video, but apparently not. Right, so we need to get back into that garage. It has been a couple weeks since I played all this stuff, so I'm trying to remember what we need to do when. Fortunately, I don't believe we should have to move that car again. It should stay firmly in place right where it is. And unfortunately, there are going to be enemies in here now. Damn it, enemies! I got things to do here. I don't need you getting in my way. And I think there's like one left, and I'm having a lot of trouble finding him. Or her, or it, whatever. And I walk around forever. Finally, I see the thing over there, and at this point, I'm trying to figure out, okay, how do I want to kill you? And before I can figure out how I want to kill it, it just up and dies on me. What the hell, man? You better not have cost me any EXP, or I'm going to be pissed. Motherfucker. Eventually that will be a storage for us, but we can't worry about that now. It's time to come through here. And it's time to meet a friend! Doggy! Yay! I'm a big fan of dogs. I don't have one, but I also live in an apartment and don't want to deal with keeping a dog locked up in an apartment. I think that's pretty cruel of people that do that. Come on in. So, look at this. Yeah, that's a thing that can happen. I had an idea of a video I wanted to put together. One part showing Aya glitching through the dog, the other one showing the snow we got a couple weeks back.
Damn.
It's good to see my gun collection put to use. Who would have guessed? Agent Bray, was it?
Just Aya's fine.
Okay, Aya. I don't know how, but one of your friends at the FBI found me. He rang up out of nowhere.
That would be Pierce. Fucking Pierce.
We made a deal. I'll let you exchange BP for guns. He'll pay me back later, he says.
The FBI, Pierce is good for it.
Let me know if anything catches your eye.
Right, so as you can tell, this will be our replacement for Jody and her shop since we're not going back to Mist headquarters. There are some things that we will need to purchase. I don't have enough for what I want right now, but I went ahead and clipped in me buying the next thing I'm going to purchase, simply because it helps the video flow better doing it this way. So what I want to pick up is this armor, which is really nice. So until we get back to that well that we looked at last video where those birds spawned from, I'm not going to have it, but I'm going to show me purchasing it here. And there's also a save point over here. Not sure why Douglas felt the need to talk there, but I'm not going to read his dialogue. So let's go ahead and do that, and now let's go talk to Douglas some more. I'm sure he has wonderful things to say.
I heard there was a shelter in the vicinity.
A shelter? Right. The one that militia group dug for nuclear winter. Yeah, I remember that. It's out in the hills.
Is it still in use?
Well, I heard some big company bought it a few years back.
Wait, just now. Did you hear that scream?
Huh? I don't know a thing about that.
I wasn't hearing things. It came from that direction.
That's the empty house. I thought I blocked that off to keep people out.
Probably some tourists. I'll go check it out. Where's the house?
From the town center, you'll go through the general store, but the owner don't trust nobody. He wouldn't leave me a key. Of course, there's a well behind the garage. You might be able to get into the general store from inside. It'll stink to high heaven, but it's the best way. I'll show you the way.
Thanks, but no thanks.
I apologize for not syncing up that dialogue with the cutscene better, but the way I did things for this video just made things easier for me. And this requires a lot of editing, so I went with what I could. So as you can see, we are going to have a companion for the next little bit of our journey. Flint, the dog. Unfortunately, we got some more companions for this next section. Scorpions! Hooray! Damn it, Scorpions, get out the way! How dare you impede my progress! Damn you, Scorpions, and damn you, Reload! Get the fuck out of the way. You know, Flint, you could help too. Ain't gotta just sit there being useless. On the positive side, we did get some experience and some battle points. That armor that we're picking up, go ahead and look over here. You'll actually gain some health back for every encounter that you complete, which is really nice. So if you take a hit, you might recoup your loss of health with that armor. I'm not sure how she's carrying rope that's wrapped around a tire ring. Oh, right. So these are the flares. They are very nice. Those flying things, they will kill like that. I am doing my best to save those flares for those occasions. Because as you saw, my experience fighting them last video was not a very fun one. Yeah, I'm not sure why that door was locked. And at this point, this is where I went back. I'm going to check this well here.
What's that, Lassie? Timmy fell down the well?
And at this point, I'm going to go save. So go ahead and use that rope here. And then I'm going to go back to purchase that armor that I already showed you me purchasing. And now let's go ahead and go down here. So now we're all caught up. And of course, we are in a sewer again. Hooray! Because every game has to have a sewer level, I guess. Let's see if we can get them in one shot. Take a seat! So I mentioned that stat buff we were going to have for a little while. I did not realize at this point in time that I no longer had that stat buff. I went back to save after purchasing the armor, and it's gone. I don't realize that at this point. Just to let y'all know, so that didn't exist for very long in this LP. Unless I start to have trouble and have to Game Shark the entire LP, but if that happens, that won't be until after video 7. We'll see. I make no promises. I wanted to come back and show this another protein capsule. Every time you use one of those, it's a full health restoration, and it adds 5 points to your health. So if you start off with 100 HP, which is what we do. I don't like that sound. Ah, hell. Then you use a protein capsule, then your max HP is 105 HP. So this fire attack works really nicely against this thing. And I wasted one. Damn it! Damn you, monster! Unfortunately, once you don't have any magic, this fight becomes a bit of a problem. And here I'm realizing, hey, I don't have any magic anymore. And I'm like, oh god, no, don't hurt me! Don't hurt me, I'm beautiful! Damn it, monster! It ain't gonna be like this! Actually, to be fair, the thing hasn't been all that aggressive towards me. A little bit, but not too bad. Excelente! And for our efforts, we get, I believe that's another protein capsule. I have mentioned I am visually impaired, blind, whatever, so I can't see what's on that menu. But when I was playing this, I knew what I was picking up. So we flicked on a light switch before, which helped us see a protein capsule. We need to flick on another light switch here. We will have to turn it off in a moment. But why not see what we're doing while we can? This is an optional room. You don't have to come in here. Damn you, monsters! I really wish I had... Wait, do I? Oh, I do. I don't have a flare, but I had that combat light, which I guess was something at least. At this point, I'm just hoping to not die. It would really suck to be taken out by one of these things. Which I could easily see happening to me at some point during this playthrough. I really like the background audio during this area. It's actually kind of creepy and horror-based. And we get another flare, I believe that was. And you can see here there's something written, but we can't quite see it. So if you come in here and the lights are out, you cannot pick up that flare. But if you're in here and the lights are on, you cannot see that message. That's why we're going to have to turn that light back off to come back in here. In Douglas's shop, there's another handgun you can pick up. If you pick it up, then you can actually get a part for it, which upgrades it here. I didn't pick it up. I don't know if it's any good. I'm not a big fan of the 9mm rounds, so I don't really care. I ain't worried about it. So let's go ahead and turn this light off so that we can get what we came here for. Actually, what we came here for is to get into the general store, but this is one of the clues to a riddle. I think I missed one of these already. It's the one I was talking about last video where you need to know how many phones are in this town, which is 4. how many urinals are in that one area, which is 4. The number of wine barrels that are in here, which is 7 or 8, I can't remember, and then there's another one, which I've forgotten. I think the code is 4478 or 4487, one of the two. We'll see that next video. A drunk video. Oh wait, that's this video. Never mind. Never mind. Never mind. So conveniently, this ladder leads up to the general store. So I was talking last video about the use of magic and how to maximize the amount of magic that you have, and there's some new enemies in here. They're kind of annoying, but not too bad, I guess. Damn you, enemies! How dare you get that close to me? Oh, shit. This is gonna hurt, isn't it? I may have avoided damage there, I'm not sure. Hey, but we get an item. Excelente! Hopefully it's useful. So I was talking last video about the use of magic. How when you upgrade or activate a power, it restores your magic. And if you look in here, you'll get a Coca-Cola can. It refills a little bit of your HP and a lot of your magic. At our current magic level, it refills your whole thing, which is nice. And I was talking about how if you're low on health, you can use the heal magic in order to refill your health, thus using your magic before upgrading or activating a power to get the most out of your magic. Here I'm just checking these things because sometimes Aya has some funny things to say about the items you find in here. So if you want to read that, you can. Aya is so judgmental. Something I did not mention is, one thing you don't want to do is upgrade or activate 2 powers at once. The reason for that being that every time you do that, you get a full magic restoration. So, if you're in a situation where you've just taken a lot of damage, you have no magic left, maybe you faced a boss or something like that, then sure, you could activate a power to refill your health. And then activate another power, or upgrade a power, whichever you're doing. But otherwise, you don't want to activate or restore a power 2 at the same time, because that just wastes a magic refill. I've been guilty of this throughout this playthrough. I'm sure others have too. And thank the metal gods, we now have a save point. I don't like going long periods of times in games without save points. And these old games don't have checkpoints, so if you die, you die. One thing that's also interesting about this game is the music changes throughout the areas depending on where you're at in the story. But now that we've saved our game, we can go ahead and explore this next area. So just keep that in mind when you go to upgrade or activate a power. And we can hear that screaming again. There should be more enemies in here. I'm trying to be careful about this because these things piss me off a lot. Ha! Take that, you dickhead! Ha! You missed! Die! Ah, you son of a bitch! Die! I don't like you. They're kind of adorbs, but I still don't like them because they're difficult to deal with. Seriously, the monsters in this game definitely don't inspire fear. Jeez, with all the screaming, you would think it was one of my dates. Wait, what? What? Okay, so this thing is bolted down. We can't get through it yet. So if we want to help this chick out, we need to find some way through here. Mind you, we've got powers that could allow us to bust down that wall and actually get through there, but Aya, she's too nice. She's not going to use them. So that woman is just going to scream in terror for the time being. Aya will mention that there are landmines or something along those lines, or anti-tank mines, I think it is. And I don't think I show it. Yeah, we can't get in that way. But there are shotgun shells in that little bin over there near that door we were just checking. So we gotta go back to Douglas, but first let's go in here. This is not essential to the story, but damn you monsters! Get out of my face! Still cannot hit that one. I still have not figured out that I could just use the secondary attack for shooting those things. A single shot. I will eventually, don't worry. Do as I say, not as I do. Although I have said this is not a walkthrough. Aya is a nice person. She will not steal money from any of the registers in this area. However, we do get, I believe that is another belt pouch. I mentioned last video that you can only use items in combat that are equipped to your belt. These belt pouches give you an extra inventory slot for combat, which is pretty nice. It's not as good as the first game where you just get access to all your items in combat, but that's fine. It's not a bad system, actually. At least so far, I have not had any problems with it. Oh, what awaits me in here? Nothing? Okay, sweet. Not gonna complain about that. So now we need to go back to Douglas, like I mentioned before. Hopefully there won't be anything in our way. I just remembered I did not completely finish my thoughts on Fatal Frame 5 either last video. Hopefully I'll have a chance to do that after our next conversation with Douglas. I hope Flint's okay. I don't know where he is. Hey, Douglas. I need info.
Couldn't get into the empty house?
It sounds like someone's in there, but
It's bolted shut, isn't it? That's all right. You can use some of my tools from the garage.
thanks.
Douglas is such a nice guy, even if he's a bit sexist. Although, to be fair to Douglas, if he's asking for cavalry and he just gets one girl, I can understand his complaint. You would not think one girl would be enough to deal with everything. What he did not realize is that Aya is the main character, so she's going to have to take care of everything. Which means she's capable of doing everything we need her to do. So we need to come over here to pick up, I believe it's a wrench. We'll actually unlock this next video. There's going to be a boss fight. So I'm just going to get us back to that save point over near our car. Right, so Fatal Frame 5. I was talking about that last video and how sick some of Japanese media can be. I mentioned that it ruined Miku's character. Miku being the character from the first game. She's also a sub-character in Fatal Frame 3. So what they do in Fatal Frame 5 is they decide to have her... I still have trouble getting through here. They have her enter into some sort of a ghost marriage, and her ghost dead brother impregnates her, and she has a daughter who is one of the characters you play as in that game. So it's kind of like ghost incest, which I find completely disgusting. Incest of any kind I find completely disgusting. I mean, I guess you could say consenting adults, but nah, that's just fucked up. I do not ascribe to that. So, that's one major reason why I will never play that game. Ever. Even though there are a lot of beautiful women in that game. So now I'm going to save my game, and I'll see y'all next time with more Parasite Eve 2.